Hi, everybody. This is lesson 1 of Success 101. I am so excited to talk about this today. When I was thinking about the order of the lessons, I wanted this lesson to be first because I think it's the most important lesson out of all the lessons. And I think if you do this one, you're going to be successful. But this first lesson is taking action. So, this is probably the hardest lesson, right? Because as smart people, we want to learn and learn and learn. We want to constantly be getting better, improving. And so a lot of times we get caught up, trapped in learning, and growing. Excuse me. I believe that, learning and growing is super important. It's what we all should be doing. But I believe that taking action is the only way that you get results. Taking action is the only way that you get feedback. Taking action is the only way that you can move to the next level. Taking action is the only way that you can see if something's working, if something's not working. It's the only way that you can see the results, sales, income, whatever it is. It's the only way that you can see if it's working. It's the only way you can see if it works. It's the only way that anything changes, right? Because we can learn, and not see any results in our life. We won't see things get better. And so I'll give you a perfect example. You meet somebody and they have a PhD, and then you find yourself in a class side by side and they're getting a certification. They have 7 certifications already. And so you're trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? What's happening? Why are you continuing to get more and more education, but you're not doing anything with what you have? You're not putting it into practice. You're not taking action with what you already have. And so it's important that if you want your life to change, so this is what I know for a fact. The only way to get from where you are to where you want to be is to take action. There is no other way, right? We can get all the education that we can do all the planning that we want, and we should have a plan, right? But nothing happens until we take the action. So I mean, like, if it's a death grip on you, you got this fear, you just can't make yourself do it. It's the only way that things will change. And so if you want your life to change, you got to change. And that means that we have to take action. That's it. Lesson over. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You've got to take action. So the action tells us, okay, this is working. I need to double down. This is not working. I need to make tweaks. This is not working. I need to stop. I need to do something completely different. And so until you take the action, you don't get any feedback. You don't know. You're every single day you're tormenting yourself because you want to do it, but you're not doing it. You think, if I hire another coach, if I read another book, if I go to another class, if I do this, things are going to change. But until we take the action on what we learn, until we take the action on what we know to do, until we do it over and over again, we got to put the reps in, right? In order to get the reward, we got to put the reps in. We can't get the reward just by learning. We got to learn and do. And then we're going to tweak. We're going to be tweaking. Okay, this didn't work. This worked. Okay, I need to find out why this didn't work. I need to find out what I need to do next. But the action is the most important thing. And I think we stay in fear. We stay stuck because we don't want to do the hard stuff. We don't want to do the stuff that could get us rejected. We don't want to do the hard stuff. We want it to be easy. We want it to just be easy. We just want to do it one time and it to work, and we get to where we want to be. But the reality is, it's probably hundreds of steps, or at least 100 steps. It's probably a lot of things that have to happen. And so that means that we got to show up every day and do the action. And so if you're not able to do the action, you got to ask yourself why. What is happening on the inside? Not what somebody else is telling you. What's happening on the inside? What's keeping you stuck? What's keeping you from doing what you know you need to do? So you got to take the action to get the result. So if you don't take the action, either you get a result that is minute, something that you're going to be disappointed, something that you're going to beat yourself up in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, or you take the action and you get the result that you want, and you take the action and you learn, because sometimes you take the action, it still doesn't work, right? You have to fail. You got to make mistakes. You got these challenges, and then you're learning. Okay. You're evaluating every step. Okay. This went well. This didn't go so well. And you're taking the action, and it's scary. I get it. Totally. I get it. There's no other way. There is no other way to achieve what you want to achieve. We can hide behind the fear if we want to. We can hide behind the books and the courses and the coaching. We can hide behind it if we want to, but at some point, we got to come out from behind it and say, okay, what's stopping me? What's keeping me from doing the things that's going to change my life? Why am I not doing what I know I need to do? We get comfortable, right? We get like comfortable. We stay and we want to be in this perfect spot where we know what's going to happen and we know what to expect and it's the same every single. But in order to get to where we want to be, we got to take the action. And most of us have sit still so long. The only way out is massive actions. It's the only way out. Or you live disappointed in yourself. And so you got to ask yourself, okay, why am I not taking action? Or what is it costing me not to take action? And when you start to see all these things, so for me, I started to see that the people that I love, they were suffering because I wasn't taking the action. They were suffering, I was suffering, and things were getting worse and worse and worse because I was afraid. I was afraid to say who I was. I was afraid to, ask for the sale. I was afraid to believe in myself. I was afraid. I thought I wasn't going to be good enough. I thought I couldn't deal with the rejection. I wanted people to like me and I wanted to be perfect. And I figured, okay, I could hide behind the books. I had spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on courses and coaching and books, and I was still the same. I wasn't getting the results because I was learning, but I was not applying. I wasn't taking action. And I'm talking about, like a little bit here and there. You can't be mediocre. You can't be lukewarm. You gotta pick a side, and so it is heartbreaking when you look back over your life and you see where you wasted so much time. You could have been in a different place, right? And then you see somebody who started after you, who's better off than you, or who started the same time as you, and their life is like where you want to be, and you're trying to figure out, okay, they're no better than me. God said he's not a respecter of person, so why are they blessed and I'm not? And you can blame, or you can look at it like that if you want to, but what I believe in is taking responsibility. The reason why my life is the way that it is because of me. The reason why my life is the way that it is because of me. And it will free you because you can stop blaming somebody else because your life is not the way you want it to be. If you want things to change, massive action is your only way. It's no other way out. There's no other way through but to take massive action. And if you don't take the action, you can look at losing a lot of things. Sleep, rest, income, helping people, being of service, people that's counting on you, that you didn't come through for them. So you failed for them. You failed yourself and you failed for them. So you got to be looking at the cost of it, the consequences of staying still, staying in this, being satisfied, being comfortable. You got to look at the cost. For most of us, the cost is too high. We're going to have to change. We're going to have to take the action. And for me, it is, I've just been talking to myself. I just started talking to myself. And at every level, I'm talking to myself. I'm saying, okay, you're going to have to do it. It don't matter what happened. Just show up. Do your mindset work, right? Because you got to have your mind got to be right. You got to be expecting it to work. You got to be expecting positive results. You got to be expecting good things to happen. You got to visualize. You got to see for yourself when you do these things, it's going to work. You're going to be blessed. You're going to get the results that you want. So when you believe it, when you start seeing for yourself, okay, in your head, you're thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And these are going to be the results. This is the success I'm going to achieve. When you start seeing it for yourself over and over and over again, okay, this is going to work. They're going to say yes. They're going to buy. I'm going to do this amount every single day. I'm going to sell this. Now you got to do the work, right? But you're seeing it for yourself. If I do this is what's going to happen. If I do this is what you got to see it for yourself over and over again. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to win, or I'm going to win. There is no other option. And when you start to see for yourself that in your mind, it's going to work. I'm going to be successful. This is what's going to happen once I do what I'm supposed to do. When you start seeing for yourself, you start believing, okay, this is going to work. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to show up the best that I can. And then I see myself being successful, and over and over and over again. You're like an athlete preparing before a game. You're preparing your mind before you have to do whatever it is you have to do. You're preparing to win. You see yourself being successful. Why wouldn't you be successful? You're preparing. You're doing the work. You spent this money on books and education and courses and coaching and all that. You just haven't implemented anything. But you got a head full of knowledge. You got all this stuff you've helped. You got all these years of experience. You can help somebody. You can do what you want to do. You can do what you've been called to do. You don't have to worry about, things are going to happen, right? It's not going to be perfect, but you can go and be successful. Excuse me. Just got to show up every single day and do the work every single day. And know that if you don't do the work, you can't get the result. Your life's not going to change. So just remember, if you want your life to change, you got to change. And that's the hardest pill to swallow, because we want to blame other people. We want to put our future in somebody else's hands so we can blame them. But the truth is, if we want our life to change, if we want to get the results that we want to get, we got to change. We got to do the work. We got to accept that we may be rejected. We may lose. We might make mistakes. It might go wrong. We might fail. And it's okay, because we know that we can learn from it and we can grow from it, and then we can try again. This time we're going to be better, because we've seen what happened. So now we got this knowledge from what didn't work. We can go and do better next time. So over and over again, we just keep getting better until we look around and we're getting the results that we want. So take action. Take action. And even, I get people who say, I don't know what to do. We do. You got to sit still and say, if I only knew 5 things that I need to do, what would those 5 things be? And then once you do those 5 things, okay, if I only knew 5 more things that I could do, what would those 5 things be? If I only knew 5 more things. You just keep going until you get to where you're taking action, you're getting results. And so, of course we might be off, right? Because some of the stuff it might not work, but we'll get feedback. We'll know we're moving our feet, we're building momentum. And then we just keep getting better and better. We just keep tweaking. Okay, this didn't work. This didn't work. Okay, I learned this. I'll try this. You get feedback. Okay, you just keep going till you get better. But the biggest thing is taking action, taking massive action every single day, doing more than you think you can. If you think you're done, just try to do one more thing to get to where you want to be, so you can get the results that you want. But nothing happens until we take action. Nothing. Our life is not going to change until we take action. So take action every single day. Massive action, multiple actions. When you think you've done all you can do, just try to do one more thing every single day. But take action. That's the biggest thing that you are going to have that's going to take you to where you want to be, to achieve the level of success that you want. And that's taking action.